Hi guys, welcome to today's vlog. Today we are going to be doing a dishwasher deep clean. The reason I wanted to do this with you guys is dishwashers are often overlooked when it comes to cleaning. They clean all of our crockery, all of our cutlery, so we kind of just assume, well, we put detergent in, surely it cleans itself. We kind of think of it as a self-cleaning item. However, this is far from the truth. Food that is left on plates can linger within the dishwasher, and what then happens is, because the dishwasher is a moist environment, it is also dark as well inside the dishwasher, it becomes a breeding ground for bacteria. So bacteria is then going to thrive, and we don't want that within our dishwasher, particularly when its job is to clean our dishes and our utensils and things that are actually being used to eat off of. So today I am going to go through with you my top tips when it comes to keeping your dishwasher pristine clean. For today's clean, we are going to be using two things. The first thing is this Cif Winter Sparkle Cream. It doesn't smell any different from the original. It's limited edition one. If you've got the original, use the original. There's nothing different about this at all scent-wise. It works fabulously. It's just a gimmick, I guess. They've said it's Winter Sparkle. It's not. It's exactly the same scent as what I normally buy. And then we're going to be using the Sephora Midnight Blooms. This smells delicious. So much like with all of my videos, we're going to do the C before D method. We're going to clean first, disinfect afterwards. So this is the cleaner, this is the disinfectant. So I've got an alternative option for you as well. If you don't want to use any kind of chemical cleaners, what you're going to go ahead and do is get yourself a grapefruit and cut it in half. You can also use a lemon and you can also use an orange. And then you are going to sprinkle it with baking soda. So you're going to put that on half of the grapefruit, half of the orange, or half of the lemon, whichever one you are choosing to use. And you're going to use that as your cleaner instead of the things that I am going to be using today. Both of them work really well. And then when it comes to disinfecting, be mindful you're not going to get the same result as using a proper disinfectant, but you can go ahead and you can either use hydrogen peroxide, or you can go ahead and use white vinegar. But like I said, be mindful of the fact it's not going to disinfect the same way that these types of products will. But it's always nice to use kind of, I guess, things that don't have chemicals in them. Not all of us can use chemicals. Some of us might have asthma or allergies. So they are brilliant alternatives to use if you are following along with this clean and you don't want to use the cleaning products. I have done a video previous to this one using a grapefruit, I believe it was, to clean the dishwasher out. So you can go and check that out as well. But if not, let's get into the clean. We are going to start on the front of the machine. These machines can get really scuffed and really mucky. I like to wipe mine down every single day. I like to wipe down the front of the machine, and I like to pay particular attention to the handle. The reason that I like to pay particular attention here is this is a high traffic area. So if you think there's 5 of us in our house, I mean, let's be real about this. I'm usually the only one that's opening and closing this, but occasionally the kids and Robbie the Ranger will put their stuff in the dishwasher when there is a miracle upon us. But where it's being touched a lot by different people, that makes it a high traffic area. So naturally we will pick up bacteria on our hands. That then gets transferred to things like our handles. Thus, if you then go ahead and open it and you haven't washed your hands and you eat something, for example, you can then put that bacteria into your mouth. So particularly at the moment with kind of cold and flu season going on, you want to pay particular attention to the handle. So the first thing that I like to do is I like to use a eraser sponge. You can pick these up from the pound stores. This is what they look like. If you haven't got one of these, don't worry, because the baking soda and the Cif will usually cut through scuff marks because it's got kind of, because the abrasiveness of it, it will cut through the scuff marks. But I just find this, in terms of clean smarter, not harder, this just works a lot easier and a lot more quicker, but you will get the same effect with using the other products. It will just take you a lot more elbow grease and slightly longer. So we're going to start by literally just rubbing over the whole of the front of the dishwasher. And this is going to get rid of, like I said, any scuff marks that are lingering around. And it's going to make it nice and shiny and just looking the best it can look, I guess. There we go. Now, once we've done that, we're going to go in with our Cif, or if you're using the grapefruit, go ahead at this point, sprinkle the baking soda on your grapefruit, and we are going to get to working on cleaning the front of the machine. So this is the C part of our method. And what this is going to do is, this is just going to cut through. If you get any kind of splashes or anything of like food on the front of your dishwasher, it's just going to pull them off really nicely. When it comes to these little crevices here, our favourite friend for tackling these is one of these. You can use toothpicks as well. The reason that I prefer these though is they're a bit more robust. Look, I'm going to show you in a second. It's not like majorly bad, but can you see that? That's the grime that it's just pulled out of the little crevices. You'll be so surprised the stuff that just slides in there and is like, oh hi, I'm going to live here. Yeah, so I prefer using these to toothpicks because they're just a bit more robust and they don't break as easy as the toothpicks do, but you can go ahead and use toothpicks if you so choose. Okay, now we've done the front of it, we are going to rinse our cloth with some cool water. And we are going to remove the Cif from the front of the machine. Again, if you're using the grapefruit, go ahead and take off the remaining product, which will be predominantly be the baking soda, with your damp cloth. And now we've done that, we're going to go in with the disinfectant phase. So we've done the C, we're moving on to D. Like I said, I'm using Soflora for this. This is my Soflora mix. I just mix them up in a spray bottle. You can then go ahead and spray that onto your cloth. And you're going to rub this in to the front of your dishwasher. Now we have placed our disinfectant on the front of our dishwasher, we're going to leave it for 5 minutes before we rinse our cloth and take it off. This is the contact time it requires. This is what is going to enable it to get to work killing off any bacteria or any viruses. For bacteria, it is actually a 1 minute contact time, and for viruses, it is a 5 minute contact time. So just be mindful of that. Whenever you're using disinfectants, make sure you check the contact time of them and make sure you leave it on for that amount of time. The 5 minute contact time is now up, so we are just going to wipe over with a damp cloth, and then we are going to buff it dry with our crystal clear cloth. If you don't have one of these, just go ahead and use a clean, dry microfiber cloth, or you can use an old cotton t-shirt. FYI, I literally am obsessed right now with old cotton t-shirts. They are so good at getting a nice shine on things. there you go. Cut an old t-shirt up and you've got cloths for the next year. Throw them in the wash. What a dream. Okay, so now that's done, we can move on to the inside of the dishwasher. But before we do that, I wanted to bring your attention to this section here. So when you push your dishwasher down, you're gonna see there's like a kind of lip bit here. This gets filthy beyond measure. So mine isn't, can you see the corner of mine? It's not awful because I make sure I do this regularly, but if you don't, you're probably gonna find that there is a whole load of gunk on here and it's gonna need attention. So, once again, just like before, we're gonna go in with our sieve. So we're gonna clean first and we're gonna disinfect afterwards. You only need a small amount of the sieve, that is perfect, that sort of size. And then just go ahead and rub along this base bit here. It's just going to lift any of the grime that has fallen there. And I know this isn't, we're obviously not going to be eating food off of this bin. It's not going to be coming into contact with any of our plates and stuff, but we just don't want it there, quite frankly. We don't want it in our lives. So give that a nice clean. If you're struggling to remove stuff from there, the eraser sponge works really well, again, for like scuffs and things. Now we've done that, we can rinse off the product again. And then we're going to go in with our disinfectant. Now, for this bit here, I know on the front we did the whole wipe off, dry for the shine. For this bit, I don't. I like to leave the disinfectant just sitting there because you will find every time you use your dishwasher, there will be just a build-up of grime. It's not like massive, but it just accumulates over time, so it just makes me feel better having the disinfectant sitting there in between cleans. So I don't actually bother rinsing that off at this stage, it just sits there. But if you want to rinse it off, you can, and if you want to dry it, you can. I personally choose not to. Let's now move on to the inside of our dishwashers. So, as you can see here, there's like crumbs and rubbish from the food that I'd loaded in. I've obviously started taking out some of the plates and stuff that were in there in order to do this clean with you guys. So make sure that the dishwasher is completely empty before you begin. And if you can, remove your trays. This is just going to make it so much easier when it comes to actually cleaning the dishwasher. Now, inside the dishwasher, you will have one of these. This is your filter. And what you do is you turn it and it should come out just like that. You can also take this bit out as well. These need rinsing after every single use. So every time you use your dishwasher, you should be rinsing these. This is one of the #1 causes for dishwashers not working the way they should be. So make sure that you are removing those after every single cycle and giving them a wash. Rinsed off the filters. At this stage, you've got two options. They can either go back in your dishwasher, you don't have to do this daily, don't worry, or you can go ahead and you can soak them in a disinfectant. If you want to use Soflora, you can use Soflora. You can also use a cup of white vinegar to soak them in. It's entirely up to you. I'm just using Soflora today because that's what I've got out. But as long as it's something that's going to kind of get rid of any bad odours, bad smells and disinfect them slightly, then go ahead and do that, because obviously we're doing a deep clean. So we want to make sure that everything is nice, clean and disinfected. While they're soaking, let's move on to tackling the inside of our machine. So I'm going to put some gloves on now at this point. For those of you who haven't been using gloves yet, we should always be using gloves. My bad. Sorry guys, I sometimes forget because I'm in such a hurry. You'll know the struggle. If you are a school-run mum, you'll know the struggle. Or even if you're just a busy person who's got lots doing, sometimes we forget about these things, but you should really wear some rubber gloves. So let's now move on to the inside of the dishwasher with our sieve. Again, if you're using the grapefruit and the baking soda, absolute dream, use that instead. And we're going to get cleaning the inside so it is nice and fresh. Okay, so to do this clean, we're going to pay particular attention to the frame of the door. This is something that gets really, really mucky and food and stuff gets lodged in there. So we want to make sure that we're giving that a really good clean. So just go ahead and rub your product in there. Excuse these crumbs, they're sausage roll crumbs from where Sienna put her Tupperware school box thing in the dishwasher. I mean, don't you love it when it's so shiny? Finished cleaning the inside of the dishwasher, I go in and do our disinfecting stage. For this, again, I'm using the Soflora. I spray it on, but this time I do nothing more than leave it to sit there. Once it is inside the machine, I then go ahead and put it on a hygiene wash. This is going to disinfect the entire machine. And finally, I go ahead and add dishwasher salt to the machine. And it's as simple as that, guys. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. If you do, go ahead and smash the like button. And if you are new here, go ahead and click subscribe. Until next time, keep it clean.